So I bought a fake BC Rich from a shady dealer on eBay from China. Um, Here is what the guitar looks like. It is a fake Warlock. It's in the shape of a Warlock. Um, Headstock says BC Rich. This is not a BC Rich. And I kind of don't like that because I respect BC Rich. I like what they stand for. When I bought it, I was on the impression it was going to have no headstock, or not no headstock, but no logo on the headstock. I thought it was just going to be an unbranded guitar, and it's a little bit disappointing that it has the BC Rich just because it's not a true BC Rich, but I respect BC Rich too much. I respect what they stand for because when you go to Guitar Center, you can look at all the guitars, and if you're a Gibson guy and you want a Les Paul, you have so many options of what you can get for a Les Paul. Like there's ESP, there's Epiphone, there's so many Les Paul shapes, there's so many SG shapes, there's so many like Stratocaster shapes. But when you go and you buy a BC Rich, you're buying a BC Rich. There's no other company making guitars like BC Rich. That being said, they have a very niche demographic that they're targeting. I am one of those. I'm a pointy guitar guy. If you're buying BC Rich, you're a metal guitarist. You might be a rock guitarist, punk, not so much, but that's kind of like the last. That's kind of the last genre that's really getting marketed. There's really no pop singer is going to be getting a BC Rich guitar, no reggae. Like this is for hard music. This is for heavy music. Just kind of how it is. I mean, if you buy for this, cool. I mean, it can do it. I've done a very brief sound check with how the guitar is. I will say this is a light guitar. I don't know the specs of it. I'm gonna imagine it's a cheaper wood, like basswood or something. It's light. Something I think is cool about this guitar, it's like a neck through. It's either neck through or a set neck or glue neck. I think set neck and glue neck are the same thing, but it's one piece. It looks like one piece. It might not be one piece, but that's how it seems. That's how it looks. Another thing aesthetically about the guitar, you might be asking, is this really scaled to what a real BC Rich is? And if there's only one way, if there's only a way that we could see if it was scaled to how a BC Rich is. Yeah. So I have a real BC Rich. This is a real Warlock. I'm going to put this down a second, just so you can see the size comparison a little bit. I'm not a very good video maker. I'll be the first to admit it. If I ever get famous, maybe I'll put a little bit more effort into it. But I'm not famous, so I don't give a shit. But this is a real BC Rich. It's got the headstock that I like too. A nice, like the pointy headstock. I like pointies. I like the points. This guitar is heavier. This isn't. I think this is a bronze series. Is that bronze? Can't read backwards. Platinum series. I don't know what that means, but it's a platinum series. I bought this guitar also on eBay. This was like $200, and it's a real BC Rich, and it plays nice. It plays great. It does not have 7 strings, nor Floyd Rose. But as far as the scaling of it, I'm not gonna measure it out. I'll take their word for it that it's scaled to what a BC Rich Warlock is supposed to be. And any other complaints about the guitar? A little stiff with the bending. It still bends. Just doesn't feel that great when you bend. Like when it's not plugged into an amp, you hear it a little bit. I don't know how to better describe it. It's just not as smooth as what other guitars is, but it still bends. Another thing, this did not come with it. The actual bar itself, the whammy bar itself. Don't know why. To be fair, it wasn't advertised. On the picture there was no thing. It just said, well, I'm not sure if it said. It might have said it. Floyd Rose. You look at it, you see a Floyd Rose, but it didn't have the bar. Also, one of the pickups is a little fucked up, messed up. Yeah. You might be able to see it a little bit. It's just kind of bent in. Maybe if I get to the other side, it'll be a little bit more apparent. Oh yeah, yeah, you can see it right there. It's bent in. The bridge pickup is fine. The neck pickup's a little messed up. The only work I did to this guitar is just tuning it. It is a Floyd Rose, so it's a little bit of a pain to tune. You have to take all the nuts off. One thing I did not know, uh, I'm not sure if this is just a 7 string. This is a 7 string, by the way, if I didn't say it. I'm not sure if this is a 7 string Floyd Rose thing, but the two nuts are actually connected, the two center ones. I didn't realize that. I know it now, though. Anyway, so how does this guitar sound? It sounds pretty good. I'm going to bring the microphone down to the amp so it doesn't pick up the acoustics of the strings. I'm messing up a little bit, but it's just to get the sound of it. And there's a dead note right there. I think that's G flat, G sharp. It's no. That note right there is dead. Like I said, it plays fine, except for the dead note. The bridge pickup. Loses a bit of power. There's a little bit of power missed in the bridge pickup, probably because it's a bit misshapen. I'm probably going to put a little bit of money into this getting fixed because I feel this could be a nice guitar. If there's no more dead notes, get that big pickup fixed. Maybe even change the pickups to something that's like a better pickup. I'll do a little bit of other sounds too, just so you can, hear the sounds that it can make. If you're buying this guitar, you're likely a metal guitarist. You're going to be playing metal. A lot of the chuggies, it's a 7 string. But it plays. It plays okay. And again, neck pickup. Neck pickup's a little bit weak. How does it sound with clean? Let's see. I actually haven't played it with clean sound, so we're experiencing this together. You hear that? You and I, we're experiencing this together. Don't know the next chord that, but Anywho, I think that was an okay, clean sound. Um, but yeah, this is a nice guitar. Would I recommend it? I don't know yet. I'm going to maybe get a little bit of work put into it. The guitar I use currently, I actually don't have with me right now. I will say that is a Harley Benton, 7 string as well. It In my recordings, you might be able to hear it a little bit. It has kind of like a cracking sound, kind of like that. This doesn't really have that, from what I can tell. Uh, One sec. Yeah, not really. Maybe a little bit, but nice guitar. Like I said, this is from a shady dealer from China. I got it on eBay. Maybe I'll put a link in the description, or at least a link of a similar guitar, because I know there was other sellers with this guitar. I just kind of got the cheapest one. But I'll put it in the thing. It took a very long time to ship. I bought it back in like February, and it finally came in. What is this, like May? Yeah, it's like May. It's like a couple months. I imagine they had to like build it from scratch. So just a little brief overview. Some of the things I like about it: it's pointy, it's black, it looks cool. Some things I don't like about it: it's got the logo on it. You might be able to, if that's a problem for you, you might be able to talk to the guy or lady or whomever it is, and tell him not to put the logo. But I didn't really realize it was gonna have a logo. I just was under the impression it wasn't gonna have a logo regardless. I was wrong. And also the one pickup is messed up. Other than that, it's a nice piece for the time being. I'll put more money into it. If I do, I may make another follow-up video and see how it goes. Anywho, deuce. So I had forgot to do a Floyd Rose test to see how well it stays in tune. I have a cheap Floyd Rose, and it doesn't stay the tune in the best, but I don't really abuse my Floyd Rose. I use it very sparingly. You know. Ooh. I didn't put the distortion on. How is that? But yeah, I'm gonna abuse a little bit, see how well it stays in tune. So just so and back to what we were just doing. I'm gonna put the mic down. We'll have fun with the Floyd Rose a little bit. Just a little bit of fun. Sucking today. So we didn't get very far with how well it was going to go. Basically, the first very heavy dive bomb broke out. But if you don't abuse it too much, I imagine it's not gonna be too big a problem. I personally, when I bend the Floyd Rose, I never really bend it that much anyway. With the Floyd Rose, I have. I'm not very much in abusing my instruments. I cater them. I baby them. I want them to last longer. I don't want to abuse them. And if that's wrong, sue me. But this didn't really stand out. Um, Again, we'll go through all the strings. You heard how it was in tune. Even that's out. That's not bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's not bad. That's bad. Yeah, so did not really pass the dive bomb test. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's a cheap, shitty Floyd Rose from a shady dealer in China. Um, it's fake. Not a real BC Rich. I just want to reiterate, this is not a real BC Rich. Anyone who's gonna spread hate on BC Rich saying, "Oh, the BC Rich Floyd Rose sucks," no, this is not a real BC Rich. This is a chibson. This is a fake BC Rich. So stop hating BC Rich. I know people love to hate BC Rich all of a sudden. BC Rich is cool. Pointy guitars are cool. Pointy guitars are going to come back. And when they do, I'm going to have all of them. Anywho, now have a good day. Deuce be with you.